Welcome to Byte-Sized Tech, back again with more casual conversations on the latest in tech and gadgets.
Always a good time to be here.
Yeah, today we're going to dive into something pretty interesting.
Definitely.
Kind of feels like a sci-fi thriller, to be honest, but it's all happening right now. We're talking about this power struggle
Oh, yeah.
over who controls the future of AI.
That's a big one.
It is a big one.
Huge.
Absolutely huge. And we've got OpenAI making some pretty controversial moves.
Right.
Elon Musk, sounding the alarm.
Of course.
And then we've got a whole bunch of other players kind of trying to shape the AI landscape as we know it.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's really fascinating to watch it all unfold.
So are you ready to unpack all this?
Yeah, let's jump right in.
Okay, so let's start with OpenAI. I mean, they started out as this idealistic nonprofit,
Right.
all about developing AI for the benefit of humanity.
Yeah, the good of all.
Right, exactly. But then things took an interesting turn.
Yeah, it was a pretty significant shift, I think, from a nonprofit to what they call a capped profit model.
Capped profit, what does that even mean?
So basically it means that they can raise capital and offer returns to investors, but those returns are capped at a certain level.
Okay, so they can grow and attract investment, but theoretically avoid those pitfalls of becoming, like a purely profit-driven corporation.
Exactly, yeah. In theory, they can balance, the financial needs of the company with their original mission.
Right. But I mean, this wasn't without controversy, was it?
Oh, absolutely not. There are a lot of critics who argue that this move basically compromises OpenAI's original mission.
How so?
Well, I mean, for starters, they've partnered with Microsoft, which has invested billions.
Right.
And their valuation has just skyrocketed. I mean, we're talking almost $100 billion now.
Wow.
And so some people see this as, kind of a betrayal of their initial commitment to open and ethical AI development.
Right. And I feel like that's kind of where Elon Musk enters the picture.
Yeah.
Right? I mean, he was one of the co-founders of OpenAI.
He was, yeah.
But now he's like one of their most vocal critics.
Yeah, he's been pretty outspoken.
What are his main concerns?
Well, Musk's biggest concern is that this close relationship between OpenAI and Microsoft, it could lead to, an AI monopoly.
An AI monopoly.
Yeah, essentially giving them way too much control over this incredibly powerful technology.
Right.
He argues that this concentration of power could stifle innovation and lead to a future where, AI benefits just a select few rather than society as a whole.
Okay, so that's a pretty serious accusation.
Oh, yeah, that's a big deal.
Yeah, but isn't Musk building his own AI company?
He is. Yeah, XAI.
Right, XAI.
Yeah.
So, I mean, is there a chance that, there's a bit of a competitive angle to his criticism?
Well, that's what a lot of people are wondering. It's
Sure.
hard to ignore the potential conflict of interest there. But, even if competition is a factor, it doesn't automatically invalidate his concerns.
Right.
I mean, this issue of power dynamics and potential monopolies in the AI field it's a legitimate concern, regardless of who's roxing the red flag.
Right, because it's not just a two-horse race, is it? There are other players out there.
Oh, yeah.
We were talking before about Anthropic and Google DeepMind. Where do they fit in?
They are major players, for sure, each with their own distinct approaches. Anthropic, for example, is focused on building what they call constitutional AI, which is fascinating.
Constitutional AI?
Yeah, it's essentially using a set of principles, almost like a constitution, to guide AI development and ensure that it aligns with human values.
So almost like building ethics right into the code, like a framework from the start.
Precisely. It's about creating an ethical framework that governs how AI makes decisions.
Interesting.
And then you've got Google DeepMind, well known for their, groundbreaking work in machine learning and AI for scientific discovery.
Yeah, they've had some pretty remarkable breakthroughs.
They have, like AlphaFold, for instance.
Right. AlphaFold, that can predict protein structures, right?
Yes. And that has the potential to revolutionize drug development, disease research, all sorts of things.
Wow. Okay, so we've got OpenAI potentially, going against their original mission, Musk raising concerns, and then you've got Anthropic and DeepMind forging their own paths. Sounds like the future of AI is still pretty wide open.
Yeah, it's a dynamic landscape.
It is.
Yeah.
But what about regulations? I mean, can governments even keep up with all of this, especially with things changing so rapidly?
That's the million-dollar question right there.
Yeah.
I mean, there's definitely a growing push for some kind of regulation, particularly with all these concerns about, potential monopolies, the ethical implications of AI. But the challenge is AI technology is evolving so fast that regulators are it's like they're trying to,
Hit a moving target.
exactly, hitting a moving target. And it's really hard to, to set clear guidelines when the goalposts are constantly shifting.
Yeah, for sure.
But having this conversation about regulation is essential.
Right.
I mean, even OpenAI themselves explored the idea of becoming a public benefit corporation.
A public benefit corporation.
Yeah, it's a legal structure that aims to balance profit with a commitment to the public good.
Interesting.
Now, they didn't end up going that route,
Yeah.
but it at least shows that there's recognition within these companies that there needs to be some accountability
Yeah.
and a broader perspective, not just to focus on, profits.
It really does feel like we're at a crossroads
We are.
with this technology. I mean, AI has the potential to completely reshape things. I mean, from healthcare
Oh, yeah.
to transportation to how we work,
Absolutely.
even how we think.
Yeah, it's a fundamental shift.
But the question is, who gets to shape this technology?
Right.
And for whose benefit? I mean, those are the questions we should be asking.
We should be asking those questions right now. Because we're not talking about some far-off futuristic technology. We're talking about shaping the future of intelligence itself.
Yeah.
And that's not a responsibility to be taken lightly.
That's a good point to end on, I think.
I think so, too.
Thanks for tuning into Byte-Sized Tech. If you enjoyed the episode, like, comment, share, and subscribe for more fun tech discussions.
See you next time.
Take care.